Father God, we just thank you for this day, Lord. And thank you for waking us up, God. Thank you for being with us all day long. Now, Lord, as we come into another Bible study, Lord, send the teacher. Bless our pastor, God, from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. Give us a word, God, that will take us until the next time we come together. Open our hearts that we might hear and accept. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name.
Tonight, we still want to talk about serving. We may get there, we may not, because I want to talk about something, another subject that kind of came up in Sunday school. Some of y'all were there. Some of you weren't.
After one.
We were talking about helping people. And tonight I just want to talk about, open up a discussion about who do you help, who do you not help, and just some guidelines around it all, okay? Just to kind of help us make some good decisions about it, okay? The first thing we want to talk about is the fact that when it comes to helping people, don't give them your bill money. All right, don't give them your bill money. If you know you're gonna need your car payment or your lights to stay on or your house note, don't give them that. All right, because you might not get it back. And it's more likely you're not going to get it back. Okay, so don't do that. If you know you need your car payment or your rent or your mortgage, then you need to say no. I can't help you. All right, because sometimes I don't believe that people are crooks. I don't think everybody's a crook.
Yeah.
Okay, I think sometimes people, they have good intentions, but sometimes good intentions are not good enough. All right, and always know if they're coming to you asking you for money, then there's something going on with their finances already. You know, during the Christmas season, if you've ever spent your money, you say, well, I'll make it up in the new year. How hard is that? You never quite get there. You never quite get there. You say, well, I'll double up or do this. No, it never seems to work out that way. All right? So you really need to get to a point where you say, no, I just can't afford to do this for you. All right? As well-meaning as you may be, sometimes you have to tell people no. You shouldn't, and I didn't tell them at the 12 noon Bible study, but you shouldn't give them your tithe. See, and some people do. They think it's the greater cause is to give them their tithe. And that's really incorrect. The correct thing to do is to bring your tithe to the church. And if there is a need, then you bring them to the church. And let the church help them with their need. Okay? That's really the way to do it. And when it comes to church, one of the reasons why we need you to give and be good stewards over your money, good managers over your money, because Greater Bethel, here at this church, we do help people. Okay? We do help people. Maybe not to the magnitude that they want us to help, all right? Because some people want you, and I know I'm not here real soon, Now, some people go there, they wait until the bill is 2-3 months past due. Then they want to come to the church and ask for help. And I'm telling you, it's hard for us to give you the 300. And when you come with a concern of 1,500, okay, and there is no organization in Charlotte that's going to give you 1,500. None. And if they give you, and if you go to some of these places and ask for help, they make you jump through hoops before they give you that 150. They want a copy of everything. Okay, you got to bring in this and bring in that. Okay, they want to make sure you are as destitute as you say you are. Okay, so when it comes to the church, I mean, you don't, and we've seen it. We've seen it. People wait until the car payment is 3-4 months past due, and then they come wanting us to help. And listen, we want to help, but if we did that for everybody, okay, who do you do it for and who do you not do it for? Okay, because that just sets a bad precedent. And the other thing about even bringing it to the church, we are supposed to be good managers over the money that comes in here. Right? We are supposed to be good stewards over the money that comes in the church. All right, so that means that we as much as we would like to help you, sometimes we can't. Right? And then the other issue is whenever you want to help somebody, and I talked about this before, is agape love, right?
Yes, sir.
You want to help them towards their highest good.
Right.
You want to help them in a way that will be most beneficial to them. Okay? And sometimes how we help people is not toward their highest good. Okay? It comes back to being that we become enablers. We enable them to continue to do what they have been doing that got them in trouble in the first place. Okay? And some of the reasons why we've gotten in trouble, and I can speak personally, sometimes we have gotten in trouble, especially around finances, is because we were not good managers, okay, of what the Lord gave us. Because all of us can testify. Come on, tell the truth on God. All of us can testify. It's not that God hasn't met needs. Is that right or wrong? It's not that He hasn't blessed us with finances, roof over our heads, and vehicle, and you know, some people, you know, some of y'all go on vacations. Don't even tell us you go. Just come back. Just come back suntan. No matter how much of a great time you had, okay? But it's about being a good manager. You help people toward their highest good. And sometimes helping people toward their highest good is saying no.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because you know what? If you really want to, the number one reason for divorce in marriages is not infidelity. You would think that would be, that, you know, cheating would be the reason people split up. But the number one reason for divorce is a lack of finances. Because when the money ain't right, love ain't right. When the money ain't right, you know, that can be a terrible existence. Okay, trying to stay in love and keeping your eyes on bill collectors too. Not having enough money. Okay, that can interfere with your love life. bills paid.
Yes, sir. That's
Oh, I mean, we adults.
right. Yeah.
If you want good loving, pay the bill. What you say? That's what? That's sexy right there. See, that's sexy right there. Yeah, you know, and y'all know that I teach that the man is supposed to be the provider. That's his job. And I'm talking to a couple now, getting ready to get married, young couple, nice couple. And I always tell the man, she's working, I know, she's not going to give up her job, I know, but if she did, you are in charge. It is your job to take care of her. Her father gave her to you. Yeah, her father gave her to you, and he gave her to you because he wanted somebody who could take care of her. Right? Yeah. No, I want Marissa to marry somebody who is financially stable. Yeah. And knowing my daughter, she does too. Knowing her, she does too. Yeah, she wants somebody who's financially stable. And so do I. And I mentioned that, I talked about it in the sermon. The reason I did so much for her, I didn't want her depending on anybody. No young man. You don't owe them nothing.
You didn't put it that nice.
No?
You didn't put it that nice.
No, I didn't. No, you don't owe them, you don't owe him anything. She has a father, and you know, she had a boyfriend once who would always call her spoiled. Say, yeah, your daddy spoiled you. And she said, yep, he sure does. That's right. That's right. And if she called me right now, that's right. And I have to admit to a double standard. I'm guilty. The boys are different than the girls. I'm sorry. What do you say, Brother Jordan?
The boys are different.
The boys are different. No, the boys are going to have to go get it. That, take care of your family. Take care of your family. Okay, no, you have to go get it. Go hustle. Scramble. Okay? But with Marissa, I must admit that still I haven't cut her loose. And I probably won't cut her loose until she's with a man she falls in love with and marries. Until then, she's on her father. Now that's the double standard. I'm guilty. And I hope she's not watching this. Let me show you this. And she's right. Okay, because still, she's my responsibility until she gets married. But then the other part is, if you want to ruin a friendship, if you want to ruin family relationships, loan money. So, see, I got a witness over here. Loan money. I'm telling you, It'll ruin the friendships. It'll come in between families, stop speaking, okay? Because you will loan somebody money, and then when you ask for your money back, sometimes, you already know the story. You already know the story. Not only, well, they get an attitude if they answer the phone. If they answer the phone. First you got to get them to answer the phone. Because they see your number. And they ain't trying to pick it up because they know what this call is about. Okay, and then when they do answer the phone, then they have an attitude because you are asking for money you loaned them.
Yes. Yes.
And then the next thing you know, they jump hot, you jump hot. Hot mess. It will ruin relationships, okay? And people always say, well, I'll give it to you when I get paid. And Judge Mathis talks about, when they say, I'll give it to you when my taxes come back. Always be leery. Okay, be leery. Okay? Because sometimes it just don't work out that way. And then you on the hook for your car payment. Or your rent. And they know it. Because you tell them. Thank you, Sophie. I got a witness over here. You tell them. Listen, I'm giving you my car payment. But I need this back by such and such a day. And the day will come and pass. So you shouldn't be in the business of loaning money. The only way you should loan money is that you can lose it. The only way. If you don't need it, then you loan it. And more of it, you are giving it. Okay, you are giving it. Okay, because chances are you're not going to get it back. Okay, those of us who have children, we know already. We already know it ain't coming back. And we kind of adopt the attitude. Our attitude is, if they give it back, fine. If they don't give it back, fine. That's the attitude we adopt. Okay? Because we know. And I hate to say, I'm on YouTube, I can't say a lot of stuff I want to say. Because some of it is personal, to really help you understand, I know. Okay? I can say, if we give DeMar, my middle boy, money, he gives it back. And he seems that boy can manage some money. I mean, even when he was in school, when he was in junior high school, we call it middle school now, he would stand in line for other students and they pay him to stay in line. That's how he was. They would pay him to stay in line. And then he would go to the store, dollar store, and get nail laters and stuff, and sell them. Take it to school and sell it. He has always managed his money well, you know, to the point where the Super Bowl, the Ravens played the Patriots. Sister God.
Do we have to go there?
Patriots got us this year, but the year we went to the Super Bowl, they went to New England to play New England. He went. Bought the ticket, we have not been good managers of our money, okay? But if you can't afford to lose it, then don't give it, okay? And it comes back to agape love, all right? It's loving people the way that will be for their highest good, all right? And when it comes to agape love, you have to be, in your giving, you need to be what? Spirit-led. Take your heart out of it. Your heart will get you in trouble. You know what the Bible says about the heart? The heart is deceitfully wicked, and who can know it? Your heart will get you in trouble. What's wrong with this? Oh, you look like you have something on your mind. Okay. I mean, look at it. When it came to matters of the heart, how many mistakes have you made? The thing that kept us in bad relationships was our heart. Relationships you knew you should have gotten out of, but you couldn't break it off because of your heart. So you can't do it because of your heart. Your heart will get you in trouble. We need to be Spirit-led. You have to let the Spirit lead you in what to give, who to give, if you should give. Because sometimes the answer should be no. And saying no is as being Spirit-led as saying yes. And sometimes saying yes isn't being Spirit-led. Y'all get that? Sometimes helping is not being led by the Spirit. Okay? Because sometimes we need to feel the consequence of our lifestyle. Some people, you try to feed them, they ain't trying to feed themselves. And they ain't trying to feed themselves because you're trying to. Why should I feed me when you gonna feed me? So sometimes you have to tell people no, okay, and give it because you know it's a loan, okay, and you're not looking for it back, and this won't impact your friendship at all. We still good. You don't want to be avoiding people. Amen. Yeah. You know, you don't want to be avoiding people and avoid to make eye contact. Because you know you owe them and they know you owe them. No, you don't want to live like that. Okay, so when it comes to being Spirit-led, the discussion in Sunday school was, well, we can't judge because we don't know every situation. We don't know people's situation, so we can't judge and we should just give them. Okay? Well, I don't know if I can go along with that one. Okay? Sometimes before you give people, you need to ask questions. You need to ask them, and I tell you something else. When you start asking questions, if they get mad, then you know they're up to no good. Because if I'm on the up and up, you can ask me any question you need to ask me. Because how you gonna get mad at me when you asking me for my money? And I can't ask you no question. That's all right. Well, okay, that's all right. I got you all that. Yeah, you got you all that. You want mine? You go somewhere else with it. What bank can you walk into? What bank can you walk into and just say, give me some money?
We're not going to jail.
Not go to jail. No, they're going to sit you down. They're going to sit your happy self down and have you fill out that application because they want a history of your financial dealings. Is that right or wrong? And they will give you according, look, not only will they give you according to your dealings, how much depends on how you have managed your money. Y'all heard? Sister Garrett, you had your...
What about the person that go to cry when you ask them a question? Instead of getting the effect, in fact, you ask them a question so why they need the money. Instead of them answering your question, they go to crying and carrying on. Never do answer the
Wait till they
question.
finish. Wait them out. Wait them out. Wait them out. No, wait them out. Just wait till they get done. You look sad too. Say, yeah. It's hard out there. I know it's rough. Right over there, you ain't Dr. Boone. Yeah, you go in pity party mode too. I mean, who in here doesn't have a sad story we could tell? All of us got some stories we can bring it to your knees. No, wait a minute, we ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. They want your money. They ain't going nowhere. Go get the tissue and say, oh, I know. Come on, give them the tissue. Have them on the bag. All of that. You know, all of that. You know? All of that. Wait them out, but no, you need to hear what's going on. Because you have to love them according. Look, who in here God has given you everything you asked for? Nobody in here has God given everything you asked for. And guess what else? Sometimes God said no. And when you love God and you serve God long enough, you can look back at it and you say, God, you said, you know, I really wanted that, but I thank you that you said no. Because God loves us. He wants what's best for us. And sometimes, you know, I can't give you that. I can't let you have that. I know you Pastor Reddon. I'm proud of you down there in Charlotte, but doing nice work down there, but no. His is no. I can't give you that. Okay. So it's the same way. It's the same way with you. Sometimes you have to ask people hard questions. Okay, and know that if they haven't been good managers of their money, then they'll probably be back.
Right.
And some of y'all deal with people who are repeat offenders. What you say?
I said even the church, they don't want to
They want their money back.
Thank you, Lord.
Well, if they loan it. But they want their money back, okay? So we talk about the fella, the woman, the man on the street corner, okay? Do we help them? Do we not help them, okay? It still becomes a spirit-led issue. Because sometimes God leads you to help. But sometimes God leads you to say no. In my dealing with God, my dealing with them, I'm not saying I get it right all the time. Maybe I miss it. You know, if they get me on the right day, I'm generous.
Yeah.
You know, you have days when you're more generous than others. You know, I'm generous. But sometimes I drill up, and I see them there. Y'all, we see them there.
Right.
And something in me says no. don't even know why. But it's no. But then it could be you see them, immediately you start looking for something to give.
That's true.
But all of it should be spirit-led. Y'all got that? The Bible talks about, Proverbs says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he will what? He will direct thy path. Isn't that what the proverb writer says? And that's where this comes in. He'll direct your path, okay? And the one thing that all of us should be praying for, and we talk about the gifts of the Spirit, is wisdom. All of us, if you can make that a daily prayer, Lord, I need wisdom. I need wisdom. I need you to show me how to navigate my way through some things. I know in and of myself I don't have the answer. But I need you to what? Lead me. Guide me through this. And he'll do it. Okay? He'll do it. Okay? So you have to, and then Sister Garrett, when it comes to people with the crying and everything, okay, you have to, it's good to have the gift of discerning of spirits. Discerning of spirits. And some believe that discerning of spirits has to do with, well it does, but it does technically about knowing if it's the devil or not. But this really has to do with knowing if something is of God. Right. Knowing that this is God. Okay? Because we talked about God will never do anything that's what? Contrary to his word. Yeah. He can't go against his word. Okay? So you can always know God will lead you in the spirit, okay? And he'll let you know if something is of him or not. There are some people that will come and tell you stories. And something in you will say, I ain't going for that one. Right? I mean, you have your poker face and everything. You know? And I'm listening, nodding my head and everything else, and in my spirit I'm saying, I don't know why they're telling me this. They are wasting their time because I just don't believe. You know, I've come, you know, I know I'm getting older now. I've come to a point where I don't even try to pretty it up. If you're lying, you're lying. And I've come to a point in my walk with God, people come to me stuff in my brain, I'm saying, they lying. So you should say they're lying. No, they lying. Come on, how many know that people will lie? They will manipulate you. And you need to discern when you are being manipulated. Okay? And usually you'll know a manipulator when they have honey dripping from their lips. See the women laughing on that. See the women laughing. You know you've been when they got honey dripping from their lips. You know something, they up to something. They want something. Okay? So it's knowing if something is of God. All right? We talked about being too late. We also talked about, when you look at the parable of the Good Samaritan. Okay, let's go back to that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a question before you move on. How do you deal with all these folks that are in the street, you know, standing on the corners, you know, looking for their signs? How do you know if that's legitimate, or do you just give, you know, and just forget?
Well, again, it goes back to loving them to what their highest good. And if we keep giving them, they're going to stay on the corner. Okay? But then sometimes the Spirit will say yes. Help them. But then sometimes he'll say no. And that's really all you can do in that situation. Okay? But the other thing is, Brother Gandhi, some people who are homeless because they crazy. They have some emotional issues. You know, they can't get along in the family. It's not that the family doesn't love them. Some of them have families. Yeah, they have families who love them. But to bring them in their house, it doesn't last. You know, we had a sister, 12 news said that her sister was homeless. Smart girl, 4.2 GPA, smart, but homeless, on the street. And she brought her sister in her house. Took the bedroom that one of the kids had, made it her bedroom, brought her in the house, took care of her, because it was her sister. She said her sister turned her house upside down. To the point where she had to put her sister out. Because she was causing too much confusion in her house. So sometimes it's people out there for different reasons. And we don't always know the reason, okay? And here comes the compassion part, here comes the caring part. We don't often take time to find out what's going on with people. You know, again, somebody said earlier, I'm just in a hurry, give them the money, we in a hurry. And what we're saying then is, we're in such of a hurry that caring for this person isn't worth the time. I don't have time to really figure out what's going on with them. Brother Gaston tells the story that he had a brother that at the gas station. You meet them there too, don't you? Pump your gas, here they come. Okay. And he talked to him and prayed with him, put the brother in the hotel for 3 nights. Gave him a Visa gift card, you know, so that he could eat and that kind of thing. You know, now you can't do no better than that. Don't get any better than that. I ain't know nobody ever done nothing to you. But he said, then he kept coming back with a different need. Till finally, Brother Gaston just called on and said, no, I can't help you. Then he got mad. And Brother Gaston talks about, how you gonna get mad about my money? So again, you know, it comes down to being spirit-led, letting God lead you, okay, and caring about people enough to really find out what's going on with them. I'll get you, Sister Lockhart. You know, the opposite of love isn't hate. What's the opposite of love? Not to care. The opposite of love is apathy. I don't care. See, at least if I hate you, I care enough for you to have some emotion. Even if it's hate. Hate can get turned around. But in relationship, when you tell somebody, I don't care. See, apathy, that's the opposite of love, where I just don't care. Okay? I saw a couple here, Sister Lockhart and then Sister Walker.
As a woman, driving down the road with someone's, panhandle, in these days, sometimes I would not feel safe to stop. So my thought is, I'm giving to a lot of these missions and stuff like that, and plus, I feel like a lot of times these people that's doing that, they know that there are places out there that they can go to, but yet they still want to stand on the corner. And I feel like by me giving to these other homeless places and supporting that, I've done what I can to help them, and all they gotta do is go there.
Yeah, and some of them, you're correct, some of them know how to manipulate the system better than you. They've been to the places, they know what it takes. They know where to go, where not to go. So, but you're absolutely right, Sister Walker.
Oh, I was gonna say, that's what I used to tell my children whenever, they get the attitude that you're always, so you should be happy. Because if I don't say anything, that means I do not care.
You're absolutely right.
My mom told me that this morning. And it's
What you
true.
say?
My mom told me that this morning.
You just in time. But that's absolutely correct. It's so funny, how Marissa had an appointment for Mackenzie, and the threat of bad weather was there. Now she's saying, I ain't taking her out in that. It's so funny you would say that when we would tell you to stay home. You didn't understand why we were saying, no, maybe you need to stay home. How you go out there like that, okay? But the point is, we nag y'all. Get on y'all nerves. Because we care. Because you know what the Bible says? To love somebody and not discipline them means you don't love them. So anybody who will just let you run rampant and never says anything, that's not love. And that's why some people don't like Pastor Reddon. Because they want to be able to, they want to have their church in Greater Bethel. And they want to be the pastor of their church in Greater Bethel. And I'm not supposed to say anything. Preaching is caring. Sometimes I love teaching, y'all can tell. But sometimes y'all need to get beat up. It's caring. Correction is caring. And every one of us needs to be corrected at some point in time. God still corrects me. Does he correct you? Yeah, he does. And everybody needs to be corrected. Okay. All right. So in The Godfather, one of my favorite movies, by the way. Remember when the father was killed, was shot? He wasn't killed. They tried to kill the father. Okay. And Sonny was hot. And Sonny wanted to go get him. And Tom, the concierge, the counselor said, it's not personal. It's business. Remember that? It's business. It ain't personal, it's business. That's a strange lifestyle. Somebody else trying to kill people in this business, okay? But it was. Daddy didn't want to go with the man bringing in the drugs. So they said, well, we got to move Daddy out the way. We got to kill him. Okay, we got to kill him. He said, and what I'm trying to get y'all to see, some of this isn't personal.
Yes, sir.
It's being spirit-led. Those whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. That's what the scripture says. And if I care anything about you, there should be some chastisement every now and then. And it's not personal. Any questions about any of that? So the prayer is, how should I help? That's the prayer. How should I help? Sometimes we are incorrect in the way that we help people. What do they need? And the only way to find out really what they need is to get to know them. talk to them, get to know them. Right? You'll find out stuff. It's funny. People who you don't know, they look lovely across the room. Right?
Right.
Come on, married folk. You got dread. Look at his dread. That's across the room. But when you spend time with people, you start to find stuff out. Right? You start to see the kinks in the armor. Yes, ma'am.
I've had, through my personal experience, I've had to make my daughter feel like I didn't hear because I was enabling her before she could start doing for herself because as long as she knew that she could manipulate me, and she knew I cared and I was going to do whatever she wanted, anytime she asked for something, then, she would just do it her way. But when I got to the point where I said, I don't care. You don't care. I said, no, I don't care. When you care for yourself, then I don't care.
There you go. There you go. And that's the point. You feel that thing, don't you? But you're absolutely correct. And we see it more with our children, but as the pastor of this church, I see it with members. See, people try to manipulate me, and I usually, what I say to people, I look dumber than I really am. I might have let on. What I came to find out, Sister Blanco, I'm not a dumb man. Not by a long shot. I struggled with that for a long time. But I've come to know now, Pastor Reddon ain't a dumb man. No, he ain't dumb. And you may look like you're getting away with something. But it's called long suffering. I suffer long. Because God suffers long. But when the time comes, anyway. The other part about the parable of the Good Samaritan is that we talked about how the priest walked over, right? And Levite walked over the other side. And then the Samaritan, who was the dog, who was the half-breed Jew, okay? How he came and helped the man that was wounded, right? And here's one of the points about that is that he took a chance. Okay, he took a chance. And the chance was that it was a road filled with robbers. And they would often ambush people. And he had no way of really knowing whether or not this man was really beat down and wounded. So he took a chance on the man. Do y'all get that? He took a chance. And a couple things that we're going to close. Aren't you glad God took a chance on you? And the reality is that probably everybody in here at one point or another, somebody took a chance on you. They didn't know you. No, they didn't know you. And sitting in the interview, people put on their best face, right? You got the resume, you're talking right, and that's not really you. And they took a chance. Okay, I talked about it earlier. The bishop took a chance on me. He sent me to the Eastern Shore. He didn't know what he was getting. He didn't know if I was going to go down there and rob the people, steal money, and break the church up. No, he took a chance, okay? Same way here. He took a chance on me. He took a chance. I'm going to send him to Shaw. See how that works out. And sometimes, and with Bishop Richardson, I remember something he said. He said, sometimes we get it right. Sometimes we get it right, okay? But he took a chance. And while we're trying to love people toward their highest good, sometimes you don't always know. And sometimes it means you what? Take a chance. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Right? And I, and I'm smart enough to know you don't get it right all the time. You miss it. You miss God. So look, if you in here, you tell me you don't miss God, well, I don't know where you from. All of us miss God. Even when you're trying to do your best, we still miss God. Okay? So the point is that sometimes we take a chance on people. I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know if you've ever had a job interview and the person, I just heard this story, the person, I don't know why I'm hiring you. There are others more qualified than you, but it's something about you. They're taking a chance. Okay? So, do you have any questions about any of that? I think lastly, you should never co-sign. Never co-sign. Never co-sign. While I think about it, when me and Gloria were in debt, credit card debt, just spit it up, and we were in debt. We went to consumer credit counseling. Okay, and I recommend that to any of you who struggle. All right, but we went to consumer credit counseling, and we had to write down everything we spent our money on, large or small, insignificant or not. Okay, and when we came to meet with them, they went down our list, and they began to tell us, well, you can't do this, you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you're used to spending this on recreation. Now, you used to spend, let's say 100 on recreation, now you can spend 40. The groceries used to be 200, now it's 150. You used to going out. I see, and you didn't even know what it was for. You just being honest. And they said entertainment. I see that you're spending. Did you know you were spending this much money a month on entertainment? Now you only can do this. Yeah. Because you know what? Without some drastic changes, there is no change in your lifestyle. That's right. And sometimes change hurts. It hurts when you used to just going out and doing whatever you want to do. And now somebody's telling you you can't. And you know what else they tell you? If you don't keep to this, you out the program. And we had to send like $3,000 a month. And guess what? They want to hear no excuses. Every month they wanted that $3,000. Right. No excuse. And if you didn't come up with it, you were on probation. Because you know what ultimately they were trying to do? Help us. They were trying to help us. And sometimes helping means that you have to hurt sometimes. Yeah. Doesn't feel good. Okay? Can't go to the movies like you used to go. You broke going on a cruise. going on a cruise. You know what they call that? They call that ghetto fabulous. Ghetto fabulous. You look like $1 million and broke. That's ghetto fabulous. You keeping up with the Joneses. And you broke. Don't let the Joneses get you back. All right. Any questions about any of this?
So going back to taking a chance, is that more so spirit-led, or is that more like the heart and the mind?
It's spirit-led still, because the spirit is the one leading you. Your brain is telling you one thing, and your heart may be telling you one thing, okay? But the spirit is saying something else. Okay? You may be saying, I want to do this, but the spirit is saying, no, you shouldn't. Or you might be saying, I don't want to do this, and the spirit is saying, yeah, you ought to do this. You see, you get what I'm saying? It's tricky, no doubt about it. It gets tricky, okay? But again, I always get here. That's where you really need to end up. Is this what's best for you? When my children were small, take you to the doctor, they had to get those shots. Okay? And nurse take that needle and jab them in their leg, and I'd be mad with the nurse. Hurt my baby. Right? Hurt my baby. But it was for their good. And sometimes we need to get away from thinking everything's going to feel good. Everything doesn't feel good. To turn people down doesn't feel good. We Christians, we're not supposed to turn people down. But I would say we Christians, sometimes we do turn people down. And that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good because you love them. Right? You love them. Okay.
When you said the piece about missing God, you're talking about when the Spirit is trying to lead us, and we don't really hear the Spirit right, and we do something.
Correct.
Else. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. We do what's in our mind to do. Okay? And that's why the Apostle Paul said that the transforming of your what? Mind. Romans 12:1 and 2. Our minds need to be transformed. Okay? So I hope this helps in some of our decision making. Okay, from now on. And the thing that I know about this kind of teaching, you're going to get tested. Somebody's going to call you. I'm telling you, they're going to call you. They're on the way. They have you in mind already. One time we wanted something. I don't know if it was a car. I think it was a car. It was a vehicle. And there was a sister in church. Her name is John L. Branch. We were at Bethel. And our credit wasn't good enough. And Sister Garrett, look at how we did this. We invited her to dinner. I'm going to have to trouble. We invited her to dinner because we were going to butter her up to get her to co-sign for us a car. And she ate dinner and we asked her about co-signing for the car. She was just as nice as she wanted to be. She was nice, man. I'm talking about godly love. Talking about agape love. She was nice. She didn't embarrass us or anything like that. But she nicely said no. She was nice as she wanted to be, but the answer was no. And our feelings were hurt. Mine was, I don't know how Glory was feeling. My feelings were hurt. You know, we didn't know why she wouldn't do all that, but eye is good. Ultimately, ultimately we gotta call on our own credit. And that's what we needed to do anyway. Okay? And y'all don't go out here co-signing cars for people. No, you know, when they get tired of it, they can walk away from it. You look at it, look, they don't, the dealer don't call them. They calling you. They hassling you.
Because they can't find you.
Some of y'all have some personal. You know, y'all have some personal stories y'all need to share. Y'all need to get it out of y'all chest. Y'all need to woo-saw. You need to get it out, because I can feel the tension. I can feel the tension, okay? Any other questions? Next week, I want to look at, I want to share 3 ways you can know what your spiritual gift is. 3 ways to help you to know better what your spiritual gifts are. Okay? That'll be next week. Okay? Any questions or comments about it? I know what mine are, thank God. I got about 3 or 4. Pastor, preacher, teacher, evangelist. Yeah. Church growth. Okay. Reverend Governor.
The taking a chance part, I thought about, Lord and I had a conversation not too long ago, talking about when we were growing up and you were dating, or we used to say going with someone, and the different words we use growing up in different parts of the country. I grew up here, she grew up in the West. So we talk about, some people say going steady.
Okay.
So she said they used to say being chose.
Oh.
Well, we used to say, give me a chance.
Oh.
And when you said that, I thought about that whole idea of caring enough to take that chance.
Yeah.
It's relationship.
Yeah.
And so that's what we used to say, when you were in a relationship, I gave you a chance.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
That's what we say here in Charlotte.
Wow.
Sometimes I guess that works. And
Sometimes it does.
Any other questions? Any other questions or comments about any of that? All right. I just wanted us to be real clear about where I came down from.